This is how you can start investing in 5 easy steps. I got my fiance with me, Vanessa.
Hello.
And we're going to take you through the process of how to start investing in 5 easy steps. She's nothing in finance. She's studying to be a speech language pathologist.
Yeah, so I don't know much about finance.
No background in finance, so I thought it'd be good to have someone that has more experience, has someone that really doesn't. The only experience she has is because of conversations we've had with each other. That way we can make it very genuine and that you can understand, everyone can understand, your whole family can understand. So let's get right into it. So here's a breakdown of the 5 tips that every person can do so they can start investing their money. So Vanessa, the first thing is going to be do your research. I think before seeking out advice from a financial advisor, before downloading the Robinhood app and investing in whatever investment or stock or whatever it may be, or whatever you want to do, I think it's important that the person should have basic research. A good option for you is there's a lot of good blogs and articles. Investopedia is one of them. There's even companies with themselves, the investment companies that offer these blogs where you can learn about them. Chase has the big banks, all of them. Credit Karma, I think, even has articles about it. And obviously you have AI, Bard and ChatGPT, where you can ask basic questions. Hey, how does one start investing? What is the most important thing one should do? Well, the most important thing, number one, is do your research yourself, so you have somewhat an idea. So what would you do if, like, I told you, okay, you got to invest $1,000? What's like, how do you even do research for that?
Google it. How do I invest $100?
Yes and no. I wouldn't.
I would ask you, honestly, realistically.
No. But most people don't have me.
Yeah.
So
I would Google it or ask someone that I know that knows about investing. Like my cousin knows, anyone that you know that knows about investing, you can ask them. Or I would Google it if I didn't have you. True.
But here's the problem with Googling is that anyone can make an article. I can go online, put an article how to invest, and I put a lot of, lies.
That's true. Yeah.
So I don't think just Googling is the right thing. I'm not trying to say what you're saying is wrong, but I want to know what you hear. But no, I wouldn't just Google. What I would do, and that's why it's good we have this conversation, is let's take it a step further. Research the top companies that do this. Like, for example, Investopedia. I think there's a couple other ones that are credited companies that all they do is they talk about, all these resources. For example, I'll go on my computer and I'll take you through it. Investopedia is one of them, and they have a lot of resources. They even have an academy where it's called Investing for Beginners, and it's free. Oh, this one's not free. This one you got to pay.
And those are like courses on how to invest?
Yeah, but there's a lot of free resources. Like you could go here where it says personal finance, financial literacy. And they literally it's called the Financial Literacy Resource Center, where they talk about so many things, so many topics, depending on the grade you're in. For example, for kids, this is for kids. And there's all these resources we could learn about all these things. For example, how to invest. Like you said, right? You said to Google it, which is good, but you got to make sure you know what companies to look out for. NerdWallet is a good one. Investopedia is a good one. Charles Schwab is an investment company. Ramsey, that's Dave Ramsey. He has a lot of good resources. Motley Fool. There's a couple of them, but like I would say the top ones are like Investopedia, NerdWallet. Dave Ramsey has a lot of good articles. When you go on Dave Ramsey's website, you'll see that he has a lot of good resources. Like, for example, this one, How to Start Investing, a Beginner's Guide. And it breaks you to it. It even has a video. It has all the different
very
steps.
Helpful.
Yeah. It's really, really helpful.
It looks easy to understand.
Yes. And definitely Dave Ramsey has a good track record. He has a lot of good credibility with that.
Because I feel like investing is such a complex topic that you need something like that.
Yes.
Clear to understand, organized article. And videos.
And like you said, I'll just Google it, which is good to Google it. But then look, you got this company.
Yeah, there's so many websites that come out.
But I have no idea who they are, right? Then you got this company that's, the Click Academy, that free investing class, trading for beginners. Now, again, it could be good research. It could be just a waste of money. But at the end of the day, I don't know. That's why it's good to know that, to understand that there's a lot of good companies out there where you can learn about this education. Now, this could be an amazing resource, but I don't know. But it's good to know about those, those general ones that you can go to, like Vanguard. Vanguard is that's an investment company. It's a broker where you can actually open a brokerage account to be able to invest. So that's number one, do your research. And look at this, they break it down for you. They even got pictures
Amazing.
and articles. So it's really
Yeah.
good to know for that. So that's number one. The second thing is you got to set some goals. I think when people think about investing, they don't realize, oh, I have to set goals. Like, when do you plan to retire? Do you want to retire at 30, at 35, at 40, 55, 60, 65? What type of lifestyle do you want to have when you retire? People
Or
don't,
like why you want to invest. What's like the goal?
yeah, what's the goal? Do you want to invest so you can retire early, so you can help out your family, so you can buy a house? Like, why do you want to retire? That's the second thing. So do your research, and there's a lot of resources out there: the Investopedia, NerdWallet, the Dave Ramsey articles, Vanguard. There's so many. Number two is set financial goals. If you have those goals, they're gonna help you, and write them down. What goals do you have? You want to buy a house? You want to retire early? Whatever you want to do, right? And the third one is you got to invest for the long term. Yes. How long do you think someone should invest? How many years?
At least 15,
And at what age should they start
30.
to invest? At 30?
Yeah.
She's like most people. 30 years old is when I should start
Wait,
investing.
no, I think that's when people usually start to invest 30, but you should invest as early as possible. Maybe when you get your first job.
As early
right.
as, if there's parents watching, you could even open accounts for your kids, So I think the earlier the better. Definitely, once you're 18 and you're making money, start investing then. I know it's probably not going to be a lot of money, but it's about building the habit, and then your time is your best friend. The more you're in it, the more you're in it, the more your money will grow.
And I know that a lot of like young adults have part-time jobs while in college. Do you recommend them to invest too, or when they get their full-time job?
Yes, because here's the thing. A lot of companies offer matches. So let's just say X company offers you a match on your 401k of 5%, up to 5% of your salary. So let's just say you make $20,000 a year part-time. Let's just say 5% of that is $1,000. Okay, $1,000 divided by 12 is $83 a month. Let's say your company puts in 83 and you put in 83. That's 100% in return. You just made $83 by putting $83 free money. That companies do. A lot of companies give. Obviously, 5% is higher than average. It's usually 3%. But do you understand that about the match? Or is that hard for you to understand?
Oh, yeah, I understand that.
So,
but not every company does that.
Not every company, but a lot of companies, especially like your first real job, like at 23, 24 years old, usually when people have like their first full-time job, so like 5-6 years before they turn 30, those are 6 years you could have put money into your 401k, into your investments, where your company will match you. The money's gonna grow, so that by the time you're 30, you don't start at zero. You have $100,000, $150,000. Which what can that mean for you in your life? Buying a house.
Yeah, but would they do that for an employee that's only there for part-time?
It depends. It depends. Some companies have different policies. Usually, it's mostly for full-time, but some companies offer those benefits as well.
Yeah.
But even if you're just part-time and your company doesn't offer those benefits, you could still invest. You could still invest regardless if you're part-time. As long as you're working, you could definitely invest into so many options: 401ks, Roth IRAs. You can invest into what's it called? Even just the regular stock market. Open your app, Robinhood, Acorns, whatever, and just invest. No one's stopping you.
Yeah, but is there like a minimum for any of those?
No, you can put $1.
Okay.
But I mean, you want to put more, but you could put $1.
Yeah.
Like there's an app called the Stash app. You could put $1. Like there's so many apps nowadays. There's so many resources. Back then, you had to call the stockbroker. Hey, I want to put $10 into Apple. Okay, and they charge you a fee. Then they put it. It's not right away. It's like you had to call someone. Now you go on your phone
It's
and
so
you do
easy.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
So you said 15 years is how long people should invest. Minimum. Like you should do definitely more. If you start at 25, let's
Minimum.
say realistically most people are going to start at 25 and you stop at 50, that's 25 years. If you stop at 60, that's 30. That's 25 years. Oh, my bad, I'm getting mixed up. So if you start at 25 and you stop at 50, that's 25 years. Now if you do it at 30, that's 35 years. So that's 15 is good, but I feel like it's not enough. You should definitely do more than that.
Yeah. You asked me the minimum though.
Oh, okay,
That's
the minimum. Yeah, minimum, definitely. I mean, if you're investing a lot, you could definitely retire in 15 years. It's up to you how much money and time at the end of the day. The fourth one is diversify your portfolio. Do you know what that means?
No.
Think
I
about.
don't know what portfolio means.
Okay, do you know what
In
diversify?
this context.
Do you know what diversify means? Like diversity. When they, different.
Yeah. Make it varied.
Yeah. Your portfolio is basically your account, where you put your money, where you invest. Okay. So what diversification, or when you diversify, simply means is, there's some people that say, I only invest into Bitcoin, and that's it. 100% of my money goes into that. Or
So invest in different like stocks, different accounts.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And even not just the stock market, even real estate, that's an investment. You can invest money through real estate. So there's so many ways you can invest your money. There's real estate, there's the general stock market, there's 401ks, there's Roth IRAs, there's what we call just a regular stock market account. Stock brokerage, or brokerage account, investment brokerage account, where you can invest into single stocks like Apple, Tesla, Amazon, whatever, or to this thing called index funds, which is like a basket of stocks where it gets all of the stocks and puts it into one, which it has a lot of pros, all of them have pros and cons, but as long as you're putting a good chunk into like more safer investments, not as risky. You don't want to put a big chunk into like cryptocurrency. What most people recommend is you put most of it into mutual funds, index funds, some single stocks, like stocks that you know that are performing well, the company's good, like Apple, for example. I'm not saying you should, but think about companies that you know are going to be here for a while. Like, for example, me personally, I can think of Apple. I mean, everyone buys an iPhone every year, a new one. So I'm pretty sure their stock is going to perform pretty well for the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years. But still, even then, you should still put a chunk of it. It's always recommended, me personally, into index funds, into all of that. The rest, if you want some play money, you want to put some into crypto, you want to put some into more risky investments, you could, but it's all about diversifying, because if one goes down, your whole thing doesn't go down, but it balances each other out.
Yeah, don't put your eggs all in one basket.
Exactly. And the last one, tip number 5, is you got to
work with a financial advisor.
That's if you feel like you're not as prepared or educated. Now that you did your research, now you have some goals, now you have that mentality of investing for the long term, and you know that you shouldn't invest all your eggs into one basket. You know all those things. That way you're prepared when you do talk to that financial advisor. But there's 2 different routes. You can talk to a financial advisor, a fee-only financial advisor, where they have their own firm or they work for a firm, or the firm or the business is just for wealth building, financial firm, whatever you want to call it, where there's just financial advisors, where they're called CFPs, certified financial planners. That's one option. Or if you don't feel as comfortable because you've never worked with a financial advisor, it's kind of intimidating, go to your local bank. Who do you bank with?
Chase.
What other bank do you have?
Schools First.
Do you have any other bank, or that's it?
That's it.
I have Wells Fargo, I have Chase, I have LAFCU, I have Ally, so I have a couple.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just have 2.
Yeah, it's okay. Everyone has 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't matter. But like, as you guys can see, there's a couple of banks we both work with. Well, most of those banks, even some credit unions, have financial advisors at their location. You can go to your bank, regardless of the banks you're with. It doesn't have to be like ours, the ones that we mentioned. It could be wherever you're at. Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, etc. You go in there and say, hey, I'm interested in starting to invest. Can I talk to one of your financial advisors? Usually the first, even the first couple consultations, as you ask them questions, it's free. They don't make money from just talking to you. What they make money is when they manage your money, and it's called the management fee. That's where they get a percentage. Usually it's like 1% of your whole account. And it also depends how much money you put in. Sometimes it's lower management fee, or sometimes it's higher. But yeah, you can talk to them, and it's a free resource that not many people know. Go to your bank and they'll answer your questions.
I didn't know that they had financial advisors in banks.
Yeah, like for example, Chase. You can go to Chase, they have financial advisors. Wells Fargo, Bank of America. I mean, you can go to the bank to ask about taxes, the general questions. They're not going to do your taxes, but you can ask general questions. Asking questions about LLC, S Corp, and all that. You can ask about credit. They'll help you answer questions about credit, about buying a home, about bank accounts, about business loans and working capital for businesses, and of course, financial advising for investments. There's so much stuff in the bank, and all that is free. You can ask them all the questions. It's not like
resource.
Yeah, it's not like you're going to a lawyer and you're paying, an hourly fee to ask them these questions. No, they'll sit down, you make an appointment. They're not going to charge you for it. They'll just answer these questions for you. For the most part. Maybe there's a bank that does charge, but from my knowledge that I know, none of them charge. You're just asking questions, because obviously at the end of the day, it's because they know that you might use one of their products. So that's where they make money. That's, because you're like, well, that's too good to be true. There has to be a catch. Well, yeah. If you talk to a banker about credit cards and you get a credit card, they'll probably get like a little commission from that, or like a little sign-up bonus because they got you a credit card. But they answered your questions. Same thing with financial advisors, buying a house. Obviously, they're gonna make money if you end up working with them. It's a for-profit business. They're not there just volunteering. So very important to know. These are five good, solid foundational tips for anyone. Like I said, she's no background in finance, but do you feel like you have more of a understanding on how should I start investing my money?
For sure.
Like, how would you do
Yes.
it? Like, now that you know, what are some steps you would take?
So first, I would do my research, and I would go to those websites that you mentioned, the Dave Ramsey one, and the other,
Investopedia,
Investopedia,
NerdWallet.
yeah, Vanguard, and then I would see why I want to invest, what are my goals, set those goals, write them down, and then I would invest for the long term, minimum 15 years, and diversify my portfolio, which means that I shouldn't just put all my eggs in one basket. I should invest a little over here, over there, stocks, 401k, index funds. And then after that, if I have any more questions, if I want to get any more information, I would work with a financial advisor, and I would find that financial advisor at a bank ultimately, or anyone else that I know.
Or there's like companies like Betterment where they're not actual advisors doing your investments. They're called robo advisors, but they have people there that can also answer your questions. So there's so many resources. There's so many. And, like I know she said, at the beginning, not anymore. Just go on Google and search how to invest. True, but there's also a lot of good information and also a lot of bad information.
Maybe inaccurate information too.
Yeah, maybe not updated information where it's like, well, you could actually do this now because taxes change, laws change, rules change, whatever. Same thing with TikTok, YouTube videos, Instagram videos, Facebook videos. I mean, I do videos about that all the time, about just different money topics. I even tell people that watch my videos, take my videos with a grain of salt. What I talk about is very generalized. It might not apply to you, and it's just 30 seconds. It's just a minute. You can only learn so much in that minute. Go and do your own research. Don't just rely on those TikTok videos.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You have to make sure that it's like a credible source.
Credible source, it's updated, because sometimes some topics, well, I watched a YouTube video and you see the date. Oh, it was 5 years ago. That's not true anymore. Things change. So it's very important that you do your own research and make sure you find out for yourself in these credible resources. Even books. There's a lot of good books out there. So this is a good breakdown for you guys. If you want to start investing, this is a good just general information for you to know so you are more comfortable when you start investing. Thank you for watching, and subscribe, like, and share with your friends. We'll see you in the next one.